Australia, commercial gas production began in Queensland, South Australia and Victoria in the 1960s. And since then, the Eastern Australian gas market has grown to become an interconnected network of producers, pipeline operators and retailers. Producers such as the Gippsland Basin joint venture, operating offshore in Victoria, are the businesses that explore for oil and gas and develop the projects to physically extract gas. Meanwhile, pipeline operators do what their name suggests. They manage the pipes and infrastructure that carry the gas, often long distances from production plants to residential and commercial properties in different parts of the country. Whereas retailers are businesses like AGL that buy quantities of gas from the producers based on the estimated needs of their customers. But how the gas market works is changing. As the population and economy has grown, so too has the demand for gas. In the mid-2000s, producers with projects in Queensland began signing contracts to export their gas to Asia as they could secure higher prices overseas and access new customers. They made this happen by sending their gas via pipelines to Gladstone in Queensland, where it is chilled into a liquefied state known as liquefied natural gas, or LNG. This process allows that liquefied gas to be shipped efficiently from there to customers in Asia. Right now, there are 3 LNG export projects in Gladstone run by 3 competing ventures. These groups are consuming most of the gas produced from newly developed gas production sites, as well as taking some gas from older supply basins. This has led to demand on the East Coast almost tripling, and the pressure's starting to show. With many gas production sites maturing and starting to decline, and new gas production sites becoming harder and more expensive to find and develop due to feedback from communities or government policy, a gas shortfall is being predicted, and that's pushing local prices above those which were negotiated for LNG exports. As a result, Australian domestic gas prices are under pressure as retailers search for better ways to provide competitive offers to their customers. So it's time to take action to ensure that businesses and households have access to a reliable supply of gas into the future. While government and regulators are already thinking through different ways to address the issue, there are 2 things we can do in the meantime to potentially overcome the gas shortfall. One option is to divert gas from export centres in the north, but the available supply in Queensland has a long way to go to reach the southern states, especially if it has to use the southwest Queensland pipeline to Moomba in South Australia. And the capacity of existing pipelines to deliver gas all the way to Victoria is limited. Another option is to build the capability to move gas by ship to meet consumers' needs. Recent developments in US shale and LNG exports have led to an LNG oversupply in the world market, plus a global LNG price that's now lower than the price previously contracted by many of the LNG buyers in Asia. So how do we access those prices? By using existing infrastructure to build a gas storage and conversion facility in southeastern Australia that can receive gas by ship and connect to the existing pipeline network. That's how the UK and USA both import and export LNG. And it'll help make it possible for us to bring in lower cost gas from Western Australia, the Northern Territory or further abroad without the need to build new pipelines down from Queensland or across from WA. On top of that, it'll increase competition in the wholesale market and provide Victoria with some much needed long-term gas supply security, so it can keep on powering well into the future. The Eastern Australian gas market has come a long way since it first began, and at AGL, we're determined to help make the necessary changes to keep it going.